Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Hi everybody, it's me Trisha. Thanks for joining me on Creative Unique Treasures, my channel. Today I'm going to be doing yesterday was my mother's 92nd birthday, and I made her a bouquet of coffee filter hydrangeas. And these are so much fun to make. I thought I'd come on here and show you how to do them. If you don't already know, they've been out there for a while, but they're so realistic. This one's a bright pink one. I probably did it a little too bright pink. I would like to do some real soft pink ones, but I like bright colors, so this was my first one I did. I did her a whole big bouquet, like 5 big ones with leaves and everything, and put it in a real pretty vase, and they look so realistic, and she just loved it. There was some green ones and brown ones, and the natural colors, because that's what she likes. So I thought I'd come on here and show you how to do them if you don't know, and you could probably, the only thing you need for these is coffee filters, of course, and then you can paint them with acrylic paints, watered down, or you can paint them, do it with food coloring. A lot of people do it with food coloring. I don't like to use food coloring because it stains my hands all up, so I just use all my acrylic paints. I have a bunch of green ones because that's the color I want to do for my show. I want to have them sitting out all over. But you can do like light pink, like there's that light baby blue. I have some other ones that I painted that I did purple, and these are bright colors. And when I first started, I liked the bright colors, but now I want to do some more natural colors. So I do have some painted brown. So, whoops. I wanted to show you how to do one, and then come on here and show you my bouquet. Let me adjust you back a little bit because I just bumped you. Okay. All right. So that's the first step. You take your what is it called? A coffee filter. Sorry, and you flatten it out, and then you paint it. Now I put like a couple drops with water in a little container, and then I actually wadded them up and dipped them into the paint, and then spread them out on a piece of plastic, like a garbage bag, to dry overnight. And then they end up like variegated, like tie-dyed. And if you wanted to add other different colors and different tones, you could just put some drippy brown on there, or just anything. I mean, just let your imagination go crazy, go wild. And then the second step is you take it. So with this tutorial, what you need some stems. And so I got these green, little bit thicker wire there. And I put 2 of these together to make my stem. And like this, I make it a little thicker. So I take, and I suppose maybe, I don't know, I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby or someplace and check out, see if they sell a stem bigger or thicker, but this is what I have. So I just take it and I just start twisting it. And I twist it all the way down. So you get it all the way down to the bottom there. And you can twist it up, you know, tighter or looser, just as long as it's around. And the only reason I do this is because I want a thicker, stronger stem. If you just wanted it to be single, that's up to you. And then I take and I fold over without poking my finger. I fold this over. Now if you had some needle nose pliers or something, that would work out a lot easier. So both ends, so they're not so sharp. And then I take my floral tape, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby, anywhere like Michael's, any craft store. And I just start wrapping. And it's sticky on one side, maybe on both. I've never really paid, I know that it's just sticky. That's all there is to it. So just start wrapping. And you start wrapping all the way up. You know, cover it up. And at the top and at the bottom, I kind of like to make it a little thicker, and I'll show you why. So, you know, that's the next step. You go ahead and do that, and I'll do that off camera. But I just wanted to show you. So you just keep wrapping, and it sticks to itself. It sticks. It's nice and sticky. But at the, like I said, like at the top and at the bottom, it's nice to wrap that a little bit and make that a little bit thicker of a little ball on the end. So there's the stem. And here's your petals. And it's kind of like somebody asked me when I was doing these at the farmhouse where I work. They said, "What are you doing, Trisha?" And I said, "Well, I'm making." They asked, "Are you making snowflakes?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm making hydrangeas." And he kind of looked at me like, "How are you doing that?" But so it's kind of just like you know, the snowflakes that you cut out. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you on one of these. I'll just bring you down a little bit. So this is the first step of making your petals. So you're gonna take your coffee filter, fold it in half, fold it again, fold it again. You're going to fold it a number of 4 times, and then fold it again. And then you're going to make a flower on the biggest part of the, I guess you call this the petal. On the biggest part, you take and you make a petal. And let me go down a little bit without getting blurry. So I'm going to just make a petal like that, a petal like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to have some reference lines, and I'll show you why. Maybe this is too dark of a petal, I'll do it on a lighter one in a second. So I have a petal and I have the stem. And what I want to do is I want to take my scissors, which that's the only thing I don't have at my table. I'll go with my scissors real fast. Okay, so you have your petal. Maybe I can make it darker. There, that's a little bit better. And I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to cut out my flower. And it ends up working out to being 2 like triangles on each side and 1 bigger triangle on the top. Like right here, I'm going to do the top. Oops. I'm making a bunch of these for the show so I can lay them out in baskets here and there. And guess what? I messed up. I cut too far. Of course I'm going to mess up on my live or on my filming. Well, it's not too bad. I can still use this one. But I shouldn't have cut right there. I cut that too much right here. I cut too close. But that'll work out okay. So there I got my one of them. And then I like to take, and for purposes that I'll show you why, I like to take my sharp, like, I guess this is called a point. I don't know. I call it a poker. And I just want to take him so it doesn't rip too much. So I just make a little hole right there. I'll do another one. Let me do one that's lighter colored so you can see it. Let's do this one. Kind of flatten it out a little bit. So we're going to take it and fold it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then you have the bigger end and the pointed end. So you want to draw your flower on the bigger end. So you're just going to do a petal, a petal, a petal, and a petal, and then a stem. Just something like that for a reference. And it ends up being, like I said, two kind of triangles on each side. And one bigger one on the top. Try not to cut too deep like I did on that first one. Just kind of cut your triangle out. Okay, this one should be really good. Then you open it up. And then you poke a little hole in the middle. And you make about 12 to 15 of these for one flower. I've even done 20, and that was a real thick, full one. So let's see how many we've got here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is good. Maybe I'll do one more. I'll do this faded kind of one. So here we go. We're going to do it a little bit faster. I'm going to fold it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw our flower out. A petal there, a petal there, a petal there, a petal there, a petal, and a stem. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just your guide to make 2 triangles on each side and 1 bigger triangle in the middle on the top. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to draw the, you want to save on a step. I have made them without doing that, but I'm doing it this way to show you. This is how you do it. you can just cut, you know, 2 triangles, and so then you open it up. And there's that one. Poke your hole and get your stem. Let's go ahead and finish up the winding it up. You know, I suppose you don't have to do this part either if you don't want to. But I'm going to go ahead and wind this up, and it's very simple. And I'll come back. Okay, I got my stem all done. It's a little bit thicker at the top because that's how I like it. Now maybe you don't, you'll just want it, you know, you can play with it. Do it by ear. So I'm going to take all of my cut coffee filters, I forgot what they are for a minute there, coffee filters, and I make a little hole in there with my poker. So this one's already got a hole. Let's make sure they all got a hole before I this one doesn't have one, so just poke it through like that so I don't tear them. This kind of helps me a little bit. This one's got a hole. Alright. So then I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to come down about 2 and 3 inches. And I'm going to poke that through. See, that's why I have the hole so it doesn't tear so much. So there it goes through there. And then I'm going to fold it down a little bit, the first petal. Kind of go around like that and glue it. This is very hot glue. It's not like the low temp. And I do have some scraps. Let's see. Scrap, you know, filters. I just like to kind of wrap that around. There we go. So here's the first petal. Kind of go on the bottom of it. Shoot a little bit of glue, just a little bit around it. Take a little piece off. Kind of wrap that around. This part right here is a little bit difficult to show you, but I'm trying my best. You just gotta have to have a kind of like a stronger like base for the, so they don't slide down the petals. And like I said, this piece right here is just a little scrap from, you can use the scraps that you cut out from the triangles. Kind of go around like that. Once you get this done without burning yourself, you should probably, you know, if you want to, I'm not telling you what to do, but you don't have to live as dangerously like me and, you know, use the hot temp glue. But I just like this because it sticks really fast. So just take a little tiny bit, like a drip. There we go. So like that, it makes it so it doesn't slide down anymore. Make sure it's nice and glued. And if you want, you can take a little bit of, just a little bit of your tape, your floral tape, and wrap it around there too. There we go. So we got the first petal going. And that's the most hardest part of the whole thing. I mean, if you want to say hard, it's not really hard. It's just difficult, I guess, to film. So there we go. So that's about how I do the backs. And then you can take this petal and kind of push it down. So here we go with another one. And I stick it on the stem through the hole. And I leave, you know, and then I leave it at the top a little bit, and then I put a little bit of glue. And then I just push this down. And stick it to that one. And take the next one, stick it on. Put some glue. Push it on. You just do this throughout the whole with all the petals. And maybe spin it around so it's not just building up with glue on one side. If you'd like contrast, then you could add, like this is a little bit darker olive green. This one's more, this one here was a lime green. And this one was more like a sage green. So you want to alternate them. That looks really pretty too. Just keep going. Put all of your petals on. So that's about how it's looking now. it's going to start filling up. Oops, I dragged that around, didn't I? Pinch it around. And one last one. Let's see. Okay. And then I like to bend this right here down really tight. Make it smaller or shorter. Okay, so I think it's like 14 of these, I think. I can't remember. I go between 12 and 15. I try not to glue them together. There. And then you kind of like separate them. And you can scrunch them. See how it's looking? It's looking really cool. I love this part. Believe it or not, when you paint them, they're pretty strong. I don't know how the food coloring would be because I don't try that because I just don't want to wear the gloves, you know, and stain my hands all up. But you can try it with the food coloring. The food coloring gives a really pretty effect of color, like the tie-dye, lighter and darker variations. Just mess around. There you go, there's that one. You can go like that and scrunch it. So cool. I remember when I did my first one, it was real exciting. I was like, yay. And I did it a lot differently. Now I do it it's a lot easier. So there's one flower, there's another one. And back it up and the greens are like a natural color, which is pretty. And then I do have, you can make your leaves. Now I have made it with glue and like Mod Podge, like glue, watered down glue, and you know, glued 2 pieces like a leaf like this. This is just 1 piece, and then you can make it so they're stronger. And like there's a leaf, and then you can fold it in half like that, and then you could, you know, then you could do it like a what is it, like a accordion, like we're going back and forth like this. I'm just messing around and showing you something that I tried. So you could fold it in half, and you could put a wire in between it if you wanted to, and then make it more. But like I said, you would glue 2 of these together, 2 shapes of a leaf together with glue, and that would make it more stiffer, like and more. This is a little bit more flimsier, but I'm just showing you how to do a leaf. So kind of like fold them to make the, and then once you got another piece and you Mod Podged it or glued it together, then you could take the scissors and cut the edges like this, you know, like a little tiny triangles. Just make it look more realistic, you know, like. And then you take your leaf and put it on here and glue it on. Wrap it around. This is not quite the leaf shape. I'm just showing you with this piece of scrap. But yeah, aren't they fun? They're fun and pretty. I have brown. I want to do brown and beige ones. Make them more natural, like my mother. I did for my mother. But yeah, you can shape it and scrunch it. You go. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be doing some more upcycling clothes and for my show, and just here and there I'll do a little craft or something in between just to fill it in. So fill in the videos. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I say that every time, but I probably will never stop saying it. And I just want to wish you a blessed, wonderful day. God is so good to us. You have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
Even if the sky is falling down,